Youngers Jake here with another video to talk about something that I hadn't thought I would talk about again, and that is the Orange Modworks Sr200. This blaster, of course, got a kind of negative review from me, and I really thought I was basically just kind of done with it. I have mine that I use, for myself, which it's on its own, it's an okay blaster, but of course, if you refer to that review, it's $150 half-dart pump action blaster that does not have the performance you'd expect out of that price range, nor does it come with any accessories really to kind of complete the package. That was a couple of the biggest knocks against it. Sr200, you think 200 feet per second, and mine clocked in substantially under that. And this is what you got. I mean, you don't have any attachable muzzles, you don't have a star barrel that you can attach for accuracy, you have no stock, you had no optics of any kind, nothing. No interchangeable grips, nothing. And that's kind of where it was left, along with a number of failures and some sticky performance, from the priming or the trigger on some people's models. Didn't really think I'd talk about it again. And I'll take the time here to note that yes, you do hear a fan. That's not your audio. And you're going to hear one going forward throughout this summer. I am not going to turn this workshop into a sauna like I did last summer. So bear with me on the fan. I'm probably going to put another one in as well. So hopefully you guys like my content enough to listen over a fan. But about the blaster itself. Orange Modworks actually surprised me and sent a whole package out. And this wasn't to me specifically as a YouTube content creator. This was to all Sr200 owners, because I did indeed pay my own money to purchase the blaster. So they sent out this owner's kit where it came in a little box. It was accompanied by an email which went to my spam folder. So for me, this Orange Armory box showed up completely unexpectedly, and checked my spam folder, and sure enough there was a notification that we're sending out some parts, and included in this little kit was a number of things. One I'm not going to touch too much on is a spare grip. For everything I can tell, it has the exact same profile as the stock grip, but it has 2 bolts instead of the single one. I don't know if that's a net gain or not. I'm sure that they've determined it is, but by having 2 bolts, you actually have one more point of weakness in the plastic itself, even if you do have 2 bolts pinching it together. Haven't had my foregrip break on either of the Sr200s I have. This one is that was a tester, and my personal one I paid for, I haven't had. Now they haven't seen huge heavy use, but I haven't had any structural issues. So they've sent one of these, has the same profile as far as I can tell. They did send a extended mag release that I have not installed. I'm not going to. That's not how I use mine. When I activate a mag release, I normally do it with the hand that I grab the mag with, and then I wrap my thumb around and release. So for me, an extended mag release does not suit me. They did include it, so that's nice. It's it is at least an option to install it if you want it. They did include a stock attachment point for end strike type stock attachments, which it's very simple. Just like you have the threaded cap that covers, which that's the cap removed off of one of them, you unthread the spring cover cap, and then you thread on the stock attachment point. So there's one of my issues fixed. I said it should come with a stock for the $150 price tag, and it should have from day one. This would have been a nice little feature to make it even more enticing to buy. It's like, here's your proprietary stock. Oh, but we're going to also include in this little spring cap that allows you to use your favorite end strike compatible stock. Would have been a great thing from day one, but positive change. Now, they also included a few other things that I have installed on my personal Sr200. They included sling attachment points, which it did not have. That was an issue. And they did actually include a very nice quality sling. Now, my only issue with the sling attachment points are these are pretty roughly printed. and it is a lock type style of attachment. Now this, of course, these kind of slings, you depress the button, the ball bearings in it, they retract, and you pop it in to the attachment point. How well is 3D printed mounts? How well are those going to hold up, especially in the middle of summer? Which here in Kentucky, we are getting into the very warm point, 90 degrees plus, with high humidity, which is what it is right now. We just had a storm last night, and the humidity is insane. Therefore, the fan running beside me. And yeah, that's going to be my buddy through the summer, so yay. But these type of slings take a pretty secure mount to use. They're good slings, and this one is actually a very nice quality sling. I'm actually a big fan of it. It is it's an MS4 sling with a very nice, that's actually a forged alloy buckle. So very nice quality sling that they included. But the sling attachment points are definitely going to be questionable. I already see pretty rough printing, and that's unfortunately not a good sign. But they also included a flared magwell extender. Just for comparison purposes, we'll look here, compare that to here. Very noticeable improvement in the feeding of magazines, because the stock magazine well is a little tight. So without even looking, that is very nice and easy to locate and insert the mag and then release it. But the crowning jewel of the whole thing is the stock. This is their own design. It's an Orange Armory stock, and it simply has the same screw-in attachment with a locking threaded collar here. So you screw it in as far as you want, and then you lock it down with the collar. And then it has a multi-point adjustment. And yes, the whole thing is 3D printed. So you grab the release lever, and it shows like 6 stages. And for me, I use it fully extended. And then you have a nice extended reach, which allows you to stretch out kind of. Now, if you want to, collapse it back down, and then you can go more to a tight, compact pull. But this should have been included from day one. But to their credit, this is included at no charge. If you're a previous owner or current owner of a Sr200, they sent this stuff out to you. That's what the email said. It says, you know, to all Sr200 owners. And of course, I got to spend some time. I decided whether or not I was going to make a video on it, but these things would have swayed my opinion a little bit more favorably if they were included from day one. And that's what made me decide that I would finally make the video on this. I do have a couple of knocks against it. I don't care for these sling attachments. They need to be alloy, quite simply. This is not a light blaster, and it's going to have a lot of weight put on it. And at a $150 blaster, I don't want it to fall because of a sling attachment point giving way due to it looks questionable in the 3D printing. So I don't know that I'd use that personally. But oh, and to note, if you end up getting an Sr200, you cannot feed accessories onto the back of the Picatinny rail. You have to go from the front because it has a little design feature where it curls down into the blaster. And they flared the Picatinny back there to where you cannot mount anything from the back. You have to feed everything from the front end. So this stock attachment point, or this sling attachment point, it has to be slid all the way back. Just something to note. Found out my own self after I tried to put the front one on, and it's like, nope, it's not going to work. But I probably wouldn't use that anyways. I don't like sling attachment points that go up on top. I want that for an optic and an optic only. And unfortunately, I mean, you do have sling attachment points in the stock, but the stock pivots. Even when you lock it down with the collar, it pivots. So there is a drawback. However, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I have a stock that coordinates with the blaster, and I did not have to pay extra for it. This needed to be included from day one. The sling is a bonus. Take it or leave it. The only thing that is remaining is that they need to have had the barrel protrude all the way out and have the choice of adding or have it included, have a scar attachment on the front. That would have made this a much more appealing package from day one. As is, let's just remove this sling out of the way, because that's my only nitpick about the included parts, is the actual attachments themselves. The sling is actually top-notch quality. But the flared magwell is awesome. I mean, it actually does exactly what you want a flared magwell. It's actually very flared. It does exactly what you want. Makes it, basically, you can blindly feed a mag in, and it does not get in the way of removal. And it attaches through a small pinch bolt that actually clicks into, and I believe they must have had this design from day one, it clicks into the little notches here at the bottom of the magwell. That's its locating points. But overall, this has turned the Sr200 into more of what I wish it was when I got it, when I paid for it. So, nice adjustable stock, and now I just need a good optic. But that's the Sr200 accessory kit that was sent in from Orange Modworks from their Orange Armory section. Just wanted to do a quick little overview of it and give my thoughts and opinions on it, and to see if it changed my opinion of the Sr200, which it actually has. Now this thing is actually a much more substantial value compared to what it was, because stocks aren't cheap, especially a good one. And even though I didn't install it, a lot of people love extended mag releases. A lot of people love flared magwells. You have the option to install all of this. So if they include this with future Sr200s, now it's just, does it meet your performance expectations? Do you think you can use it for what you want to use it for? With all of its adjustable spring swaps and spacers that allow you to adjust it all the way down to below HVZ level, all the way up to, I was getting 170 something out of this one, and I got 180 some FPS at the max setting with this. Now it's a much more viable option, and that's where I'm going to leave the video. This little kit, if this is included with every Sr200 going forward, when you order it, not later, if you get all of this when you buy your Sr200, now it's actually an okay buy. And I didn't think I'd say that. So, a positive spin on a blaster that I gave a negative review to. I just wish it had been like this from the start. And that's how it should have been. But this Motor Shake with video going over the now currently available accessories for the Sr200 that were sent out to owners of them, which I myself, I am one. I spent my own money to purchase the blaster, and then they sent these accessories for free because I was an owner of it. This is not something that they did for me specially, but hopefully included in with every purchase going forward. But if you want to check it out on Orange Modworks website, and let's see where they go from here. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.